If you're using a Windows computer and it's running slow and laggy, then I'm going to show you 12 Windows services on your Windows PC that you should disable right now to improve and boost the performance of your computer. So how do we do this, guys? You can access your services by simply right clicking anywhere in your taskbar and you'll find Task Manager. It will open up and you have access to the services right here. So let me go ahead and show you how to find those services. So you can either scroll down through, it will take you some time to find them, or you can simply use the search and find those services, right? So use the search here. So the first one is Fox, right? If you're not using Fox on your computer, you want to simply find that service and you want to stop it. As you can see, mine is currently stopped, but if I click on it, I can start that service, and in your case you will see that it started, and you can always go ahead and you can stop that service. So you can go ahead, find this Fox service, and you can right click on it and you can stop it, or you can start it, whichever one you want to do, but ensure that you stop this service right now. Now the next one in the list is Bluetooth, and this one is optional, guys. You will have the option that says Bluetooth support service. Now if you have this service in your computer and you are using Bluetooth, then you can keep this. This is optional, so you can go ahead and disable this. If you're not using your computer for Bluetooth, then simply go ahead, find this service right here and simply stop it. It's not necessary if you don't want to use it, right? The next one that you can really use, guys, to improve the performance is the Windows Defender. So if you simply type in Windows and type in Defender, you will find Windows Defender Firewall. You can go ahead and you can stop that service as well. You also have the one there that says Windows Defender Advanced Threat Protection Service. So if you don't need this, you can simply stop this one as well. So think about that. This is something that can really help your computer, so you can stop this if it's not something that you need, right? The next one in the list here, guys, that you want to go ahead and stop is the Windows Biometric Service. No, this service is not necessary. This is not a recommended service that you have to have, guys. So you can simply go ahead and find this service if you don't need it, and you can simply go ahead, right click and stop it if you don't need it. So it's not mandatory, and if you don't have to use the service, if you don't have to have it on, simply go ahead and stop that one. Now the next one is the print spooler, guys. So if you're not using your computer for printing, I'm using my computer to print from time to time, but if you're not using your computer or your laptop to do any printing, go ahead, find this service, simply right click and stop, right? But as I said, I'm using it, so I will keep it running for the time being here. So but think about this, guys. If you're not using this, you want to go ahead and stop this service, right? Now the next one in the list, guys, is the download map manager. If you're not using this, if it's not necessary, go ahead and stop this. I have mine stopped because I don't need it. So if it's something that you don't need to have, go ahead and stop this service right away. It is not necessary. Now next one in the list, guys, that I want to share with you is remote desktop. So if you have the remote desktop service on your computer and you're using it from time to time for whatever purpose, fine. But if you don't need it, go ahead and stop this service right now. So remote desktop service, go ahead and stop this. You can also stop the remote desktop configuration. You can stop the remote desktop service, user mode port, redirector. You can stop these, guys. You can even stop the Hyper-V remote desktop virtualization service if you don't need it. So all of this that says with remote desktop, if you don't need it, stop them. And you're getting even more than 12, right? So stop all of these. If it's not necessary for you, you can stop this, right? So the next one in the list that I want to share with you, guys, is the Windows Insider service. So if you don't need this service, guys, go ahead and stop Windows Insider service. This is something that I don't need. I don't know if you need it, but definitely it's something that I know a lot of Windows users don't necessarily need to have. You also have this Windows installer, but this is another topic. It is currently stopped for me because I don't use it, but focus. This one, Windows Insider, you definitely don't need this. And if you don't need it, simply go ahead and ensure that it is stopped, right? So you want to go ahead and stop that one as well. Now, the next one, very interesting one, Windows Mobile Hotspot. So you want to simply type in Windows Mobile Hotspot service. If you don't need this one, go ahead and stop this as well. If you have your computer, you connect to Wi-Fi, you connect to your Ethernet cable, and you don't need to have mobile hotspot service used on your computer, you can simply turn this off right away. This is not something that it's normally common for us to use. Maybe at some point in the future you will need it to use for a moment, but this is not something that you have to have on your computer up and running at all point in time. So definitely have this service disabled if you don't need it. So keep this in mind. Windows mobile hotspot, you don't need it, you go ahead and disable that. Now, next one here, guys, is connected user experience. So you will find the connected user experience and telemetry. Go ahead and find this service here, guys. And if you don't need this one, simple go ahead and disable it. As you can see, I have it enabled. I don't need it, to be honest. I'm going to simply go ahead and disable that because I don't need connected user experience and telemetry. So you can easily go ahead and disable this if it's something that you really do not need. Right, now the next option, the next one here, guys, that I want to share with you is secondary login. So a secondary logon. So if you don't need the service, check to see if it is running for you, and if you don't need it, you can simply disable secondary logon. It might be disabled by default for you, to be honest, because it's not a service that is really needed to use for normal Windows users. So if it's something that you have enabled and don't really need, you can go ahead and disable that as well. Now the last one, which is really optional, if you find it on your computer, you can simply go ahead and disable it. I don't have it on my computer, but it's a service that says touch keyboard and handwriting panel service. If you can find that on your Windows 10 computer or your Windows 11 computer, you want to ensure that you disable that feature. I don't think I have it there, but I'm going to simply go ahead and try to search for it to see if I can find it on my computer here in this service, but I don't think it is there anyways. But if you have a Windows 10, it might be there, so you can simply try to search for that option. And if you have it, simply go ahead and disable it as well. And those are the services, guys, that I want to share with you that you can disable on your Windows 11 or Windows 10 or whichever computer, Windows computer you're using. Check out these services. If they're not needed, simply disable them, because this will definitely improve the performance of your computer and it will run much faster, because these services are not services for the average Windows user to be using on their computer. Here you have it, guys. I really hope you found value within this video, and if you do, don't forget to take a moment to give this video a like and hit that subscribe button so that you'll never miss out when I release future videos just like this one. Thank you guys for watching, and see you next time.